This is Adam Nathan with Co-Enterprise in New York City. A little bit different episode today. I want to take you through a whirlwind tour of the three major ways that Snowflake users share data. If you're using Excel to share data a lot or complicated ETL, this should be particularly interesting to you. Let's get started. Let's start with the so what and the why do I care about data sharing in Snowflake. The first thing is that the data can be served up live. There's no delays. There's no lag as it's packaged in ETL and unpacked in ETL. You're not moving or copying the data. The data sharing all takes place against the same data source where you store it. This lets you share the data both internally and externally, again, without paying to move it and being able to exert tight governance over who sees it, what rows they see, and the ability to cut people off and revoke them should you need to. The administrative simplicity is incredible. You literally have a web interface. You can say someone has access. You can set up an account. Again, you can revoke the account as needed. There's no need anymore to build ETL pipelines. You're not forced when someone wants to see new data to adjust the pipeline to grab it or capture it. You don't have to be part of their data discovery process. Clearly, that leads to savings. Both on your side in the creation of ETL, but on your customer's side to unpack that same data with their ETL. And then finally, the third data sharing piece we're going to look at is the data marketplace, which is a place both where you can monetize your data, if that's the direction you're going, or you can download and work with data sets that have been shared by major data suppliers and even small boutique personalized data sets as well. So there's a lot of why do I care here. Let's take a look at them. The first most fundamental way that Snowflake has created to share data is just secure data sharing. This can be between two accounts. Let's say you need to share data with an external partner. They want this data up to the minute. Maybe they've never had that. And you can share it so that the one copy of the data, your own, is shared, and it only takes minutes to configure and secure the data for your partner. And as I mentioned already, you can revoke that access instantly. For your data consumer, not only are they not dealing with the ETL, but this data looks like any other database on their own Snowflake instance. They can explore the data, they can query it, they can work with it, they can identify fields of value. You don't need to be part of that iterative and interactive process. They can do it, and you're not spending time supporting that, and you're actually making their environment and abilities broader and more valuable. Fundamentally, there's no ETL, so you aren't paying for it. You're not paying to parse it and pack it and compress it. They're not paying for that. But you're also not paying for their compute to access the data. If they want to run big, long queries, it's on their dime. And they're not paying for ETL either, by the way. Now, there's a variation. Because if you think, well, you said on their Snowflake account, if they're not running on Snowflake, you don't need to ask them to buy Snowflake for their organization. Even if they don't have the account, there's another option, the reader account option. Snowflake has the ability for you to host the data, for you to set up an account for them that they access under your own governance. Now, it's true you pay for the compute for this model, but if you factor in the savings on administration and ETL and the value of governance and other so what's here, these savings are still likely to be considerable. So those are the two foundational ways to share data with Snowflake externally. The next model is the data exchange. This is a structured portal that allows multiple data consumers and data providers to come together in one place. They do this through a directory of listings that's private only to them, and each of them can offer and request data listings. You are overseeing the administration of those listings. Who are the providers? Who are the consumers? Who has permission to come on the exchange and off it? But you don't have to provide the data, and you don't have to necessarily consume it. You're not responsible for that. If there's actually a vision for data as a product, this is the fantastic model of how to pull that off and decentralize data ownership. Thirdly, and the last piece to quickly touch on, is the data marketplace. This is really a lot like the private exchange in that there's listings, you can view data, you can read about it, you can see sample queries, but you can also host your own data there. You can monetize your own data. And the data that you share can be offered in whole. You can sell complete data sets to people, or it can be personalized and filtered for different customers, depending on their needs, depending on how you negotiate your arrangement with them. So a quick recap. We've looked at 3 different ways that Snowflake users can share data. We've looked at how that data can be shared across regions and across cloud providers. We've looked how only a single copy of the data is made and that the data is shared instantaneously for your customers as soon as you have it. There's a lot to explore here. If you're interested in looking further at data sharing in your organization with Snowflake, let's talk on Monday. For everybody else, have a fantastic weekend. Talk to you soon. Thanks for watching.